Welcome to I think number 9 or 10.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I'm numbering them. I'm stopped counting. I'm just gonna stop counting. Yeah. So thank you again, Joe, Leicester legend, brother like Joe. I always say I'm not going to waffle on, so we're going to kind of go straight into it. But there's also a reason why we brought Joe. We're going to see Joe hopefully more often. Do you know what I mean? We're going to have some open mic nights and, you know, hopefully talk a little bit about recovery. I've got a lot of love for you, Joe, do you know what I mean? And what you share and some of the stuff that you do. So it'd be amazing to have you back. So, but before we get to that, if you're still with us, thank you. If it's your first time you're tuning in, welcome to Still Standing. Obviously what we're doing here, just to reiterate, what we're doing, trying to get some champions of recovery and get some real stories together, do you know what I mean? And hopefully share some of that experience, strength and hope, copped phase that we've kind of stolen, do you know what I mean? And bring it forward. So not just substance use, mental health and everything else that's kind of comes with it. So we're going to try and scratch beneath the surface and share that message of how we've got through it, do you know what I mean? And then hopefully we could help others as well. So I shall take no more of your time. So over to you, Joe. Share a little bit about who you are and what's kind of brought you here. So
nice one, Shy. Nice one for asking me over. You know, it is a little daunting, a little nervous. Do you know what I mean? Been trying not to think about coming over, but you know, on the way over, it's like, wow, we're gonna actually go and do this. You know, I hate the sound of my own voice, bro. That's what it is. That's what freaks me out the most. And I'm very super critical of myself, you know, so I didn't even watch any of the podcasts, you know, before, because I thought, I just can't just go and do it, you know. Like, my name's Joe and I'm an addict, ain't it? Like, that's who I am, I'm an addict, you know, and that's how we've met, you know, because I'm an addict. And I say, thank God I'm an addict, you know what I mean? So, who am I, you know? Like, at the minute, I'm a fucking carpenter, you know, like, I'm a father. You know, I'm a partner to someone. I'm a decent fucking human. Oh, this might be beep fest.
Go for it. Go for it. You've got kids
to
tune out.
I will try and limit the swearing, man. But you know, I was raised by an amazing woman. Do you know what I mean? I had a stepfather and a father, obviously. But I was raised by them too, with my sister, in nothing but love and care, do you know, on a crazy council estate, but with love and care and like real fond memories of being a child, do you know, never any trauma, you know, I was never scared at home. Home was safe, man, and it was safe for my friends as well. So it weren't like a traumatic experience being a child. It was actually a beautiful experience that I get to see the children now, you know, when my mum comes in, if it's a party or something, when my mum comes into the room, the nephews stand up, there's grandma. Do you know what I mean? It's just like respect, and it's like, oh shit, you didn't show your mum that respect at that age, do you know, like you just took it for granted. But home was nice, man. But I you know, I was okay at school, you know, in the early years, like talking junior school. I was like in decent sets and enjoyed being at school. Enjoyed having a laugh at school more than anything, but school didn't fill me with fear. You know, it was just like another day at school. But I suppose it's like getting into the drug use, you know, from a very early age. And like I'm talking from the age, like, you know, this is the first time, you know, shared like this many times. And being so openly and honest about it. Now, this is something that my mother could watch, and they're like, oh God, do I bring it in or do I just be honest? And it's like,
an accent,
but I work on that, be as honest as I can. Like, my gaffer knows that Joe's an addict. Do you know what I mean? And anyone that I come across, it's not like I tell them straight away, Joe,
choose your audience, and
choose your audience. But I also do not care if they know. Literally. So drug use started very early at the age of like 11. I remember that leaving junior school and in that summer holidays, you know, seeing the older lads smoking dope and smoking hash, we called it, draw, we called it, you know, and like, don't know, like, just, you know, like they're your peers and that's who you look up to, you know. I jump about a bit when I share this kind of stuff, you know, but I want to try and put into perspective that I had like my sister's partner, they were together for years and years and years, and he was a decent man, you know, who I fucking idolised. Yeah, he was not a criminal, and my father, like my stepfather, was a decent working man. My mother was a hard working person, and I idolised them. So I had all the correct role models in place, but I like these car thieves and these lads more. There was something about them, you know, that I used to want to be like. And I always remember like the fear of having my first joint, you know, like scared to do it, like literally didn't want to do it, but you know, like it's the peer pressure, ain't it? I'm not saying my peers pressured me, but I felt that peer pressure of, oh, I fucking want to be like them. And like first joint and not really understanding what it was doing, but just going with, you know, pushing through that fear, like, and going with it. And before you know it, it's every weekend, and then it's every day at an early age, you know, like me and my friend, you know, Wesley, we'd score the draw at night for the lads, and we'd clip a little bit off. And in the morning before school, make a bong mix and go to school with on a bong mix early, get up early for it to go and have a fucking bong mix at the age of like 12, 13, 14, all the way through my school. And no other drugs other than a bit of sniffing glue came into it, you know, and then like we left school, and it's that same old progression story of start going into the clubs and start doing the Class A's, but always with that, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that until it comes around my circle, then I'll just do off, and then I love that feeling, and then it's on like a Donkey Kong, you know. And it was just that doing that in the nightclubs, and we'd always have the you know, the ash for the come down, you know what I mean, and that was our routine for a couple of years, you know, till I was about 18. And I want to share this as well, like on my estate we had what were called skagheads, but they were, you know, them car thieves and some of the peers that I looked up to, they got into the heroin, do you know what I mean? And we're seeing the decline, and we called them skagheads, and everyone knew that we were skagheads. So this wasn't something that I was oblivious to.
You knew
I knew the facts, you know, like I'm not that guy that says I didn't know what I would do. I fucking knew it, just thought I was better than it, you know, it wouldn't get me. And like then, like I say, we were using the ash to come down off the weekend, and then that heroin and that got into my circle and a few of my friends, you know, another thing that I said I'd never do. And like, I could see that effect, you know, what I was after. And then it was a little chase of the dragon. Oh, that horrible. Try it again the next weekend, you know.
How old was you by now?
So I'm touching 18, 19 now.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Still young.
Still young, doing the rave scene up and down the country, and working the burger bars. So I'm experiencing Glastonbury, and you know, the lads, like the lad that kind of introduced us to it, would say, never 3 days on the trot, you know, don't try not to do it days on the trot. So I was armed with that information as well. And I remember age of 19 coming back from like V99 or Glastonbury or something like that, where we'd had a bit of gear at the night for sniffing and fucking doing because we were working and we'd be sniffing, but we had some we called it dark heroin with us. And I got back to the Ayers Monsell, like my estate, you know, after the weekend, and I remember raining and running down to the dealer for heroin, and I remember stopping and thinking, fucking hell, this is what they're on about. This is this is the rattle. Do you know what I mean? Or we called it cold turkey. This is the cold turkey. And I thought to myself, oh, I've sorted it tomorrow. I won't do it tomorrow.
Worry about it later.
Yeah, I don't know what happened tomorrow, but I hold that memory. Do you know what I mean? I have that memory of doing that and thinking, oh, I want to do it tomorrow. I think I did use again the next day, or whatever the next thing I fucking really recall in this foggy brain of mine, looking back at them times, which are like over 20 years ago, is my mum finding out that I've got this heroin addiction. I'm still 19, do you know what I mean? Like touching 20, and she's taking me on the bus, do you know what I mean, to Paget House, like a local drug services, you know. And like, you know, when I think of it now, like I've got a 23-year-old and a 25-year-old son. Like the shame that this woman must have been going through, and to walk through that door with me and like trying to help me, you know. And I remember the lady there saying, what we'll do is we'll saturate him with methadone and he won't want to use, like, and my mum's listening to it, you know. I had the whole meeting with the woman, with my mum, and like that's what they did. They quickly got me on a script and saturated me with methadone, and I still fucking wanted to use, you know. And it was just from then, like, unless I was in prison, like, I didn't have a fucking day off using. Didn't want a day off, you know. Like, that was my experience with using. It was grim, it was dark. I fucking enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? That's the craziest. I enjoyed it, you know. Like, then I'm just going to scope through it, because it was just from that moment on, it's just done.
Just, you know what?
Yeah.
Nah, sound, Joe. I thank you for just sharing that. Just going back a little bit, so just for me to know from you, right? Because I've just had a few lads on this in this past couple of weeks. So I've had a few lads on, and you're probably like the third, if not the fourth lad that's shared about the rave scene, stimulants, and then the dance.
Yeah.
So the heroin coming after all that. So that was quite a massive thing then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So forgive me for my ignorance and naivety, and for those that are watching as well.
Yeah.
So at the time, so you had huge rave scene, massive amount of stimulants, and there's loads of people that can say, and even still till today, I've got clients that take stimulants and don't take no downers. That weren't me. I need a downer, right? So once I've had a stimulant, I needed a downer. But more so, just wanted to ask you yourself, was it a massive thing? Because right now we have got an aging population of heroin users. From the 80s and 90s, rave scene. What's the rave scene addicts? Ravers, turned heroin addicts, and now they're all just getting old and dying. Do you know what I mean? And thankfully, obviously, we're still around. But how much heroin and how much heroin? Because obviously there was ash around. Do you know what I mean? There was ash, but was heroin a massive part of the rave scene, or the after effects and the downers, or was it just your choice yourself?
It wasn't. Like in my local area, it was looked down upon. The heroin was
the skagheads.
Right. So do you know what I mean? It was done in secret. It was. I reckon it's this. My personal choice is that my first drug of choice was the downer, weren't it? It was the hash. So it just kind of replaced that. So better downer, you know, to bring you down off that high. Because my drugs didn't start with the high, it started with the down. So I was always chasing, like, I knew that level. Do you know, like, I was familiar for years and years and years before I even took heroin with that, oh, chill out a bit. So when the stimulants, the bass, the whiz, or anything, we always had that, you know that chemical fucking reaction. You think you're a fucking chemist, getting your feelings just right, ain't it? And it's so that was my baseline. The low, the downers was my baseline. So further on into my active addiction, crack. Like, this is when my, I think I probably couldn't have done, but I'd probably managed the heroin, if it was just the heroin, for a lot longer, before my life became more manageable. When the crack came in, it was like fucking stratosphere levels, you know. And when I look back at it now, it's insane, you know, that I hated it. I hated crack, but I chose to use it for 10 years. You know, like, fucking do it, and I'd be like shaking and want to stop this heroin. Stop it. As soon as I'd got it there, back on the, just fucking chaos. You know what I mean?
It's like someone said the other day, and I didn't like this saying, but I know I was there as well. It's like, when you go to a dealer, it's like tea and toast. Do you know what I mean? When someone said it was like tea and toast buying at the dealer, and I was like, holy shit, it was. And now I remember myself going to school looking for gear. Now, I've never smoked crack before, right? I remember, and I knew the dealer was selling crack. And he says to me, do you want wine? And I went, fuck it, go on. Knowing the states that people got into, and that nasty, that feeling, that it gives me the jeebies now when I think about it. And then back and forth, sticking it down, horrible.
I've got a similar relationship with it. Like, I'd been introduced to it at the age of 18, 19. You know, I had a couple of goes of it, really enjoyed it, but it meant going up to the fucking Highfields to go get it. You know, when it came onto the estate, I get it all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just so convenient and easy, and before you know it, you're in that cycle. Do you know what I mean?
With all the boys as well.
Yeah.
So going back to, thank you for sharing that. So going back to, your mum's took you to Paget House.
Yeah.
Tail between your legs. Bag of methadone every day.
Yeah.
No desire to stop using.
Yeah.
How long did that last then, Joe? Because obviously now you tried, your mum's tried.
Yeah.
So you obviously now you're bang in the middle of it. So you've got your own habit.
Yeah.
Plus you changed to the chemist.
Yeah.
Was you collecting every day?
Collecting every day.
Collecting every day.
Like, get it on the week.
On the,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
For a
weekend
week.
stuff.
Like, I had a period of doing that, and then I met. Should I carry on?
Yeah, please.
Then I met my baby mother.
Okay.
Yeah, and
again, you don't need to share what you don't feel like you need to.
No, yeah. So she moved in across the road from my mum. That's how I met her. Yeah.
Okay.
And I cleaned up. When I say I cleaned up, I stopped using heroin and crack.
Okay.
And it was vodka every night. Any tablets, the lorazepam, any tablets I could get hold on, smoking, all the weed I could.
With the methadone as well?
With the no, so I've made the switch. So yeah, for a start, then made the switch to the Subutex. Like, that's the, like, it were, we used to just call it Subutex.
Subbies, yeah.
Yeah, do you know.
So for those that are watching don't know, it's a tablet form of the buprenorphine.
Yeah. A
tablet form of the opiate substitute.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Either way, taking something outside of yourself.
Yes, 100%. You know, made the switch and just started using a load of other stuff. You know, and then she became pregnant with Jermaine, and picked up again in that pregnancy. You know, picked up my drugs, stopped using my script because you couldn't use with it. You know, and I don't remember the day. I don't remember how it happened. But I ended up with a habit again. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, you know, just and that's, so I'm a child. Now I'm 23. Then, you know what I mean?
Wow. So you're still nothing.
Yeah, when Jermaine was born, I was 23. So
wow.
You know, I'm still a child. I looked at a picture. Jermaine actually sent me a picture the other day with me. I've got him in my arms.
That's what you posted.
Yeah. And I just thought, wow, you're a child yourself, you know what I mean? You're an actor. I still got the puppy fat in my cheeks. Yeah. I kind of lost my yarn a bit there, but it was grim. Do you know what I mean? It was grim, and I just kept using. But like, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, that I lived opposite the children. I lived with Amber for a bit, and then I'd be back to my mum, back back. But in the end, I was just at my mum's. And so I got to see the kids every day. I babysat for them every week. We'd go out on the weekend, and I'd have them all weekend.
Yeah.
I was their father, do you know, and I was their father, you know, just like, that's the sad thing about, you know, like, I ended up in a shithole of my mum's fucking bedroom, you know, in the palace. On the couch, my mum's house was a palace. Yeah. But behind that door was it was a shithole, like, embarrassingly so. Like, well, I'm talking black bags, you know, with that embarrassment. Once the rubbish piles up so high, I'm saying, like, you fucking identify. Like, you just get embarrassed to even clean it up because you don't want to take all that shit downstairs. So my bedroom was a fucking pit. Yeah. And but that happened, Chris Packet, at a time. You know, over years and years, getting used to that degradation and them levels of fucking animalistic behaviour. Didn't just go, gosh, have that. It slowly crept up on there, and it was the same for the children. That my boys, they knew the crack from a very early age, what Dad was, and it was okay. Do you know what I mean? It was okay. That's what Dad is, and it was just, they was used to it. It was part of
That's normal. There's no, that's their reality. Yeah.
And they didn't have anyone at school saying, "Oh, your dad's this, your dad's that." It was just normal for them, like, you know, to the point like where when I actually went for this detox, do you know what I mean? The one that I'm clean from now. Like, Jermaine, my son was 16 years old, and he fucking took me with my mum, like it was normal. And I treated it like, cool, take me there. And it's like, he's taking you to detox off heroin and crack and methadone. Like, that's not normal, is it? Do you know, to be taking your father, like, to be the responsible adult, you know? Yeah, so, my using was horrible, you know. This is my honest truth, Shahad, you know. When I've gone into that detox centre, you know, like, and cleaned up for the first time in years. I'd been clean in prison and that, like, I didn't want to use in prison. It was fucking, there was not enough in there. The deals were not enough for me to get by, so I made a decision to use when I got out, like, you know, however fucking long that'd be. That's how patient my disease was, you know. It would wait, you know what I mean, and I'd have to use it when I get out. I promised myself a little treat. It won't get me like that again. But this time around, in September 11th, 2019, you know, I got...
Just before you get onto that, that part's beautiful, just before you get onto that. You know your rock bottom?
Yes.
This is what I want to highlight. With your rock bottoms, right?
Yeah.
So we spoke about them and I speak about them often, do you know what I mean? For those that have never been through addiction, right? There comes a point within ourselves, so this is the stuff that's going on outside, and I know you can articulate this, but what feelings, what the fuck was going on inside Joe? What feelings made you think, I need to tap out here? Do you know what I mean? What was going on? That was all the outside stuff. What was going on inside?
So that's like divine intervention. That's a miracle, that is, because it wasn't. You know, my rock bottoms are past tense, man, when I go, oh shit, that was your rock bottom, Joe. In that moment, there was no fucking guilt, no shame, no fucking, like, I didn't have time for it, man. I did not have time for it, for any of them feelings, you know. Like, I didn't. So I can't remember sitting there thinking, this is my rock bottom. I remember thinking the world was closing in on there. My mum needed me to fucking get clean. I was rinsing her. You know, my children are growing up. Like, they're young men. And like, I just thought, I've got to give this a go. And it weren't like a, oh, woe is me, or desperate. It just, I've got to give it a go. And what actually saved my life, is I got to the point, because I always worked as well. Right, so, and I worked for this fucking really good man who I actually work for now. Right, and if I didn't have any gear, I fucking weren't going in, because I felt like shit. And if I had loads of gear, I weren't going in. So I had to, I didn't know it at the time, but when I look back now, I had to be at that sweet spot where I'd used in the morning, just enough for, so I could get out of fucking bed and go work. And if that chemical mixture weren't right, I fucking weren't going in, no phone call, nothing. And in the end, you kept getting him in the office, and I told him, no, I'm a fucking heroin addict, you know what I mean, I need help. And he tried to fucking help me, you know, tried and tried. And in the end, I kept doing it, kept repeating the same shit. He just had to let me go. And it probably saved my life.
Right,
know?
That's what happened to you.
Because in that time, I went and signed on, you know, and I remember sitting like this with the woman that I'd been talking to for years to get my script. You know, I'd turn up in my work clothes, go, that's going to be negative, positive. You know, can I have my script? And it'd be like, I'd give her a positive thing, is, can you give me a partial next time? I go, yeah, got to do the same again for years. And I said to her, I need help, like, I want to get clean. And she about fucking fell off her chair, like, you know, because I'm a good guy, you know, and I think she just thought, fucking hell. And they did, they got me into a rehab. It took me 6 months, and in that period, I bled my mum dry. You know, didn't go out shoplifting or anything, because she could see this opportunity of hope. I fucking latched onto it and took her for everything I could for about 6 months, you know. I used to say this, I used to tell this lie to myself, you know, because I got clean in prison and stuff. I used to say, oh yeah, you can do it, you know you can do it. You've been snatched off the streets and not got your chance to say goodbye to your drug of choice. So when I get that chance to say goodbye on my terms, I'll be able to do it. And like the night before I went to my detox, I got a tax rebate from the job.
Oh, man.
Never had a tax rebate, and it was like hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And I'd been using like actually like £20, go get £20 a month. And, you know, like, and I could spend fucking 70, 80, 90 pound, £100 in a day. And £20 shots or £10 shots. So I've got this money, like hundreds of pounds, big lump of both, and fucking sat there night before and did them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember waking up 6 o'clock in the morning with nothing, thinking, I need 20 quid.
Yeah.
And I fucking laughed to myself, like, it's fucking not coming. It is not coming. And in that moment, yeah, Jermaine knocked on my fucking bedroom door that was a fucking shit pit. And he just said, are you ready? You ready, Dad?
Oh,
And I just fucking, I'd like to say my fucking heart went, but I just went, yeah, I'm ready. Like, and I just thought, I ain't gonna score, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
And they took me to the detox, you know.
So what year was this? So
this is
2019.
2019. Well, it was, I was there for 3 weeks, so 3 weeks before September the 11th.
Yeah.
And this was 2019. And let's share you on about the detox journey, or?
Yeah. Touch on that.
It was like quite profound
Of
out
course,
for me,
man.
you know. All the time I'd done that, I'd get into them kind of environments and be with the lads, and I'd sneak some tablets in, and I want you to do this one methadone, and fucking like, I want these tablets now and that, and I got there, and it was that surrender. You know, I never heard the word fucking surrender.
Yeah.
Never been to a meeting, never been done anything, never heard fucking recovery. M&M recovery, that's all I knew about.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, let them sort it out. And I just took my methadone, how they told me, done the switch over, how they told me.
Yeah.
And it was the easiest fucking detox I've ever done. You know, the lads were saying to me, oh, tell him you need this and Librium, and I just thought, I don't want no part of it. And that was, I didn't want a part of it anymore. Do you know what I mean? That was probably the surrender, do you know what I mean? And I just remember day 0, sitting in like a living room in a detox centre, and it just, you probably heard me say, it felt like a fucking glass of water emptying. Like in a moment, like went, and I just fucking everything, I looked at the walls and they just felt hard and that, you know, I could fit, and I could hear people talking, and like it felt clear. And I was thinking, oh, what is this? This is weird. And I thought, oh, shit, this is not rattling. This is not high.
Yeah.
This is normal. This is the first time you felt normal.
Yeah.
Or not, you know what I mean? Like straight-headed
in
a fucking very long time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I remember getting on the phone, straight on the phone to my mum, telling her I'm not going rehab because I don't need to.
I'm clean, mama.
Yeah, you ain't coming here then. If you don't, you're not coming back here. And she went, do you want to talk to Jermaine? He's in your bedroom charging his phone, and he come down to the stairs, and I fucking went to talk to him, like not thinking, oh, what I'm gonna say. I went to talk, and nothing come out, man. It was like the weirdest feeling, and like the shame and guilt just went, you know. And like, this is my reality. Within a week or two, alright, of fucking shaking the cobwebs off. Now I'm now in Bournemouth. Yeah, in a treatment centre for 3 months, yeah, and they took me straight to a meeting, first night, straight to a meeting. So, look, after, I didn't go, oh, this is me.
Yeah.
But in them first few days, I looked back at my life and I thought, oh my fucking God, what have you been doing? The desire, I weren't like, oh, I need to use. I couldn't believe what I'd just done with 20 years of my life and all my life. And I don't mean riddled with shame, like there was a lot of shame and guilt.
Yeah.
I just couldn't fathom it, and I fucking didn't want to use again. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking said to myself, I fucking don't want to use again. But then I had the problem of, but now what? Do you know, what do I do now? Do you know what I mean? And that's when, how me and you know each other, transformed my life. Do you know what I mean? And made the fucking human being that I am today. Do you know?
Amazing, Joe. Absolutely amazing. And you know what? To capture everything that you've just shared and condensed it, thank you for doing that. And you know, we're going to have some more of you. But this is why I wanted to bring you for this bit. So this next bit is more important for us. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The actual breed. I'm getting jeebies as I'm thinking about it. One of my last guys described it as our tribe. Yeah. Another guy called it our crew. I call it my family. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, when you walked into that room, I can share my bit, but this is your shout. Yeah. When you walked into that room, when you met all kinds of shapes and sizes of different people that you didn't think you'd ever knock about with. Yeah. But when they spoke your language, how did that feel?
Yeah. So, you know what? What the thing was, it weren't my language yet.
Yet.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I walked into that room of Leicester, when I've come back
Yeah.
from treatment, there was actually a little bit of, I felt like so less than in Bournemouth, right? Because they were talking about this stuff that I didn't know anything about. There was a lot of clean time there. And then when I come to Leicester, I felt like so, oh man, I'm all right. You know, like, I understand what they're talking about. Like they say the language, but I don't know, I was still figuring it all out, and it wasn't like I'm home or anything. It was just like, who's who, what's going on, and I just knew I didn't want to use. But I did have a moment that said to me, "Oh, these are your people," and it was so. I've gone from September to December the 11th in that treatment centre, and then every day in a meeting back in Leicester until New Year's Eve. Yeah, and one of the lads you had on here. Two of the guys that you had on here invited me to their house for New Year's Eve party.
Oh, beautiful.
And I was like, okay, but what else am I going to do? You know, like, I enjoyed being at the meetings. I really did. I enjoyed going for the coffees. One of the guys that was sat here the other week. Go to brew, go to me, like I mean. And I started like doing the social bit of it. So that made me more comfortable because it's jokes, ain't it? It's jokes. And I need to laugh, bro. I need to laugh. And so I was comfortable with that, but it was that night we were sat in it like there was about 10 of us around in this little living room, all sat opposite each other. You know what I mean? Some of your friends, like well, they're all our friends, lads that you've had on here. And I remember like Pop and Crisps being on this fucking table, and I remember thinking, what the fuck has my life come to? You know, like this is sad. That's what I thought. Honestly, that's what I thought. This is God, man. This is just in the first few, and then that night I fucking laughed so much that we was crying, laughing.
Wicked.
And it was the fucking best night. And I remember getting home, and there was a party a couple of doors down, and they were I could hear him in the back garden, chatting shit, could repeat, and it was just carnage. And I thought, these are my people who I just spent that night with. They're my people, that's who I want to be around with. And from then I just become an active member of the fellowship. Like, you know, I got a sponsor straight away. I picked a guy that was younger than me, that was active, you know what I mean, proper cool guy, because I need a cool guy around there, do you know what I mean? Like, I've still got the ego, do you know what I mean? Like, and them early doors was just washing the pots and doing anything, probably a nose, mate, that's what I was, getting around the fucking old timers, not waiting, because I sat round, right, and in them first 4 months or so, I was looking around at who's who and what's what, and like, you know, the 12-step guys and girls, they're not in a clique, they're in the room. They're not all sat in a fucking group. Do you know what I mean? They're not all like sat in a group, are they? And there's the 12-step guys. But you can fucking see them. They're like a beacon. And I was looking around. What's the crap with these guys that are fucking so what's it to me? And it was the 12 steps. Like that's what it was. That was the common denominator. And I just thought, you know, I don't want to mention names. No. There were certain people where I was like, I'm copying him. I'm just going to copy and do whatever he's did. I don't know, like, you know, like steps 1, 2, 3 and 4 weren't like, an epiphany. Like, I'll crack the code. It fucking won't. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I've not got a clue. Fake it till you make it. I kept hearing that. And I just did, and I was just writing and bringing stuff up, but I weren't fully understanding it. And just went on the journey, you know, got service, and then we went into lockdown, you know, like, that was like, how dare they take these meetings from us, you know? And so my journey in recovery has been crazy. Like, you know me, you know, I am fucking not like a grateful recovering addict. I am fucking grateful that I'm an addict.
Your actions speak louder than words.
Okay.
So, and I don't mind G'ing you up right now, and I hope you don't mind G'ing you up. You know what I mean? I don't.
My face might say this.
No, I respect you, and many do, purely for this, for how active, like you said, by active members of the fellowship. You're active. Do you know what I mean? I see you come into meetings and support. I see you still in your work clothes, man. Do you know what I mean? I see you after Jermaine's football games. I see you after, you know, whether it's Christmas or whatever, New Year's, and I see how much you do for our community. I was going to say our Leicester community, but you do stuff further afield as well, you know, and continually spreading that hope, and respect you for that, Joe. I really, really do. Sorry, without, not to say this, there's no, I don't like to say there's winners and losers, because there's not no such thing as someone's come to a meeting or someone's come to receive support, even for one day, and they're going vanishing. It don't matter, they stop for one day. They came for one day. But you've stuck around, Joe. And someone said to me, you know, a good measure of someone is someone who's consistent, and they're the same person you met the first time. They're the same person who you met the first time you met them. And that's you, Joe. Do you know what I mean? And you know, thank you on behalf of others as well. So respect you, man. Do you know what I mean? Why, you know, and again, I said to you before we start, I'm going to ask you why you get out of bed 9 o'clock at night and go to, you know what I mean? Why do you answer your phone? And, you know, what is your drive? So just to say, how clean are you now?
So 6 years, 3 months, 4 months, something like that.
6 years, 4 months.
Yeah.
Awesome, fucking awesome. Why do you still do this stuff when you got all your life back after 6 years and 4 months? Tell us, Joe.
Yeah, like, the honest truth is, like I'm not. I understand that that's why I've got that life back, but it's not like I do it to pay back. I do it because I fucking love you lot. I love being with you lot. Like and like to be of service. That almost makes me cringe. It fucking does, because when I'm taking young what's it like I'm going here there and doing stuff for people. I'm getting so much out of it. I'm getting to be with that guy and have that laugh in the car, and like, I know what I mean. You know, when we talk about recovery, and I realise, fucking hell, you know a bit about recovery, you know a bit about yourself, Joe, like, you know. It's not, I don't think, oh, I've helped that guy. I think, like, that was a right laugh, man. Like, it's like being back in that shed, with the bomb mix, the laughs and the jokes. When it started out, it was so much fun. It's like being that, it's like being in the pub when it was fun. That's the laughs that we're having and the jokes that we're catching. You know it. It's not all somber and it's a joke.
I sometimes when I see it, I'm like, shit, I didn't go out to that, do it. I didn't do it. Obviously now things are a little bit different for me at home and that. And this is what it's about. We have an absolute blast in recovery. Do you know what I mean?
In the last 6 years, I've had so many different journeys with so many different members. Like long journeys, a year at a time, and like then you switch away, and, but you always share that bond, that you created over the months or whatever. Like it's always there. Do you know? Like even though my circle might change a little bit, but my fucking, like, for want of a better word, my soul circle, when shit hits the fan, who I pick the phone up to, that's not changed. They're the same guys, do you know what I mean? The same 3 guys, you know, that get it all, do you know what I mean? Sometimes 24 hours after the event, sometimes, last couple of weeks ago, it was in the moment for, oh, you waited 24 hours last time, you sat in quite a bit of pain. Last time, bosh, on the phone, talking through it straight away. So in that respect, like, I know how much other people help me. So like, why wouldn't I be helping other, like, doing what I do? Why wouldn't it be a help to other members? Like, even though I said to you, I don't see it like it's a help, but I do understand it is. You know, I'm not like thick. You know, like I know that my presence does help people. And like, I don't mean that in an arrogant way. I fucking mean that in the most humble way possible.
It's not arrogant, Joe. I just need to let you know it's not arrogant and it's not egotistical. What you're doing, someone did for us. Do you know what I mean? And I guess that's what we're getting to.
In this 7th step, man, it tells us to have a check on our assets. And that's one of my assets, is to be able to talk to people and coerce with people, not coerce, like, help people. It's one of my assets. So to deny it, to sound humble, would be the most unhumble thing to do. Like, it'd be almost arrogant. Do you know what I mean? Because I want you to view me a certain way, when no, I know all that stuff you said. I understand that, you know, is a part of my. I've got many defects to come with it. Do you know what I mean? And it's okay.
We'll invite you back, Joe. We'll invite you back to unpack some of this stuff.
Yes.
Because it's really, some of this stuff's really, it's took us a long time to understand. There's this bit of me, and there's this bit of me, and there's this bit of me. So I'd love to have you back and unpack some of this stuff and say, do you know what? Because you spoke about your step 7, right? A lot of people watching won't know what step 7 is. We're not going to try and explain it today. But there's parts of recovery, and that's why I wanted to bring you parts of recovery, the 12-step recovery that we follow, that have opened doors and kicked off stuff inside of us that we didn't know existed.
100%.
Right? So, you know, it'd be wicked to start speaking about some of that stuff and taking it forward. So, Joe, thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming and sharing your journey. And guys, thank you so much for still sticking with us. If you're still with us, fantastic. You made it through another round. What we keep on saying, reach out, man. Listen, look, Joe's an example. I'm an example to you. The guys and girls that we've had prior and those that we're going to have on are a pure example to you. What can happen if you stick around, take that leap of faith. If you guys have got a story you want to come and share, healthcare providers, professionals and everything else in between, reach out to us and, you know, hopefully we can make some magic happen. So, again, there might have been some bugs, you might have seen them. Do you know, there was some technical stuff, you didn't see it, I was trying to look out at stuff. So forgive us, like I say, we're not professionals, a couple of guys, a couple of cameras, a little space to hopefully carry that message to you guys. So thank you guys for being here. Joe, thank you so much.
I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away. And be hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, 'cause we hope.